Hello everyone, Silent here. Welcome to episode 39 of Silent Survival. Next episode is episode 40, and we will be doing a full world tour in that episode. So leave a like if you're looking forward to that. I really am looking forward to that because we've only done one little micro world tour just to cover what we have built in stream, and I'm looking forward to doing a full one. Anyway, at the beginning of this episode, we are over here AFKing at the slime farm. As you can see, this thing is pumping out the slime balls. Pretty amazing. Definitely worth spending probably like 30 hours on our quad chunk slime farm. And yeah, this thing has a good few slime balls in it. Yeah, I'm trying to fill up this storage system. Trying to fill up. That would mean that we have 50 double chests. 50 double chests full of slime balls. And that's not even everything that we've taken back to the base. Apparently I left that open. Anyway, let's go turn off this farm. So today we're going to be working on another one of the temples. I really want to get the temples done before we do the world tour. So today we're going to be finishing up the water temple, which is going to be going over the iron farm that is in that direction over there. So I think with that, that should turn off the farm. I've had a few troubles with this thing recently, mostly because minecarts are weird, but yeah, so this one, I actually have a full plan of what we're doing, how we're building our water temple. We need to go get a bunch of snow, a whole bunch of ice, and we're actually going to be terraforming the entire surroundings of the water temple to be looking like a snow biome. I think it's going to be looking pretty cool. Alright, so we know what we're doing. We have ourselves a little bit of a plan. I have gathered a few materials, literally just a few. There's so few things that we need for a snow farm, except a half stack of iron for some iron shovels. And how is our iron supply doing? Let's see, we got one double chest here, two, and then three, and actually three and almost a half. That's pretty good from 4 little iron farms. And then we also got all this iron down here, and I think we have about 12 more stacks of iron blocks just laying around somewhere. So that's pretty good. Also, side note, a little derp, literally just discovered this. I got curious to see if there's anything in these shulker boxes, because, you know, I could actually use these, kind of running low. Turns out there's been items sitting here in this shulker box since I, finished up building this display. Probably like 15 to 20 episodes. There's just been sitting some items up there, and I'm like, I need redstone. I could really use that right now. Thank you, derp. I mean, that's none of this else is really useful, but that's still pretty good. So at the beginning of this one, before we really get to anything, I want to say thank you guys so very, very much for your support on the polls that we did. If you don't know about the polls, we did 2 polls on the community tab. I cannot fly. There we go. Fly into a tree. Yeah, so we did 2 polls on the community tab about your guys' favorite type of video on the channel, and also your favorite type of thing to see in that kind of video. So, poll 1 got 300 votes, and Silent Survival won by 45%. They got 45% of votes, which is kind of a lot. That's like, let's see, out of 300, that's like 145 or so people. Not great with math, but I think I know my percentages still. So thank you guys for that. Seriously, was not expecting to get so many votes on that. That's really cool of all of you. Thank you so very much. Really is quite helpful. And then I posted another poll, what is your favorite thing to see in these Silent Survival episodes? And you guys said mostly technical stuff. I think that one got a total of 43% of votes. So that is cool. We will be getting into more technical stuff here soon. I just really want to get these temples done, because that's just something that's been needing to be done for a long time, and it kind of just lines up perfectly with getting the world tour in as well. And what we're building right now is actually a little bit of a, geez, I cannot remember the word, the snow golem farm. There we go, snow farm. So we actually need a couple blocks of snow. Grab myself a pumpkin as well, and there we go, that's where you craft those things. Have not made one of these in so long, but yeah, you just need to go to a cold biome. Basically, wherever there is snow, you can make one of these things, and then you can get yourself a shovel, and just, there you go, instant snow farm. I think Silk Touch might actually be hurting this. Also, we don't want to use our diamond shovel, so we're going to be crafting up actually too many shovels. Too many shovels. That's why we grabbed all of that iron. Where do you craft these things at? Here they are, right here. So yeah, basically half a stack of shovels. We're just gonna use all of those, and I'm just gonna sit here for a minute, and I'm just gonna get myself a whole bunch of snow. Okay, you know it's a silent survival episode when you break a freaking snow farm. Look at this. This guy won't even spread snow to the blocks that he's standing on. These guys are always supposed to have snow underneath them. What the hell, dude? Come on. Come on now. Like, jeez. Okay. Jeez. Okay. I broke a snow farm, guys. How do I break everything that I touch? Alright, so a good bit of snow farming later, we have a lot of snow blocks, and I kind of figured out how to fix them and not spreading to blocks like that. So if we just get these guys off of here, if you ever need to move your snow golems, and you don't want to kill them, you can always throw snowballs at them because they don't do any damage, and you should have a lot of snowballs. So if we break this block quickly and then place it back, you can see that they start to spread to it again. Very strange. Yeah, I'm not sure why they stop. It doesn't seem to burn out. I mean, these guys are never supposed to burn out. They're always supposed to infinitely produce snow. Kind of weird. Kind of just gotta live with it. Anyway, this is how much snow we have so far. Gonna fill up this entire thing, and then we can actually get to building our water temple. So here we are at the site of the future water temple. I've already built up a little bit, been doing a little bit of planning, placing some blocks, and getting the general feel of this project. It's now an hour later, and I'm falling down all over the place. So yeah, not really the most ideal spot to build something, but it will function just fine. I'm going to throw up a picture on screen right now of kind of what we're going for. You can see that it has a larger base thing, and that's what we're going to be building out here. It's going to go out quite far, but it's only going to be on this side of the temple and on this side of the temple right here. This side and this side have terrain, and yeah, we're just not really going to mess with that too much. And then it has like the main temple part itself, which is kind of what I've built up over here. So let's take a look at this. So it's going to be going up by 3 blocks, and then in, and then 2, in, and then 2, and then it's going to have a little bit of a lip, and then these pointy things, and basically repeat from there until we get like 6 or 7 layers or so, maybe 5. I don't know. We'll have to play around with it, see what is the correct height. I don't want to make it too tall, but yeah, that's the general idea there. We do need glass right there to allow the sunlight to go through down to the doors of the iron farm. Otherwise, our iron farm will not be producing iron, kind of making it pointless. So one thing that is really nice about snow is that it comes with snow layers, like 1 layer, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you can get all these different heights of blocks, which isn't really a thing with any other block in Minecraft, which is really, really nice. We can play around with this a lot, add a lot of detail. You can see that these layers have a few right here, like little half slabs, and then those have some half slabs on them as well, snowy half slabs. And then we also have all of these blocks. I'm gonna say it's in this one. Yeah, here we go. We also have all of these blocks that fit in with this palette: cyan concrete, light blue, quartz, and then packed ice and sea lanterns. A lot of stuff that we can play with. So I'm kind of working on like the entrance way now, and I've been really struggling with what to do on these side pillars. Finally just kind of gave up and just kind of went for something super simplistic. This is going to get a little bit of revising. I might bring it like a block forward actually, so it's kind of like that. That might be good actually. Dang it. But yeah, this is like my 5th or 6th revision. This was the first thing I built. Not a huge fan of it. But yeah, this is like what we're going to have on the entrances, or like the sides of every side. So I want to keep it somewhat simple and not too resource heavy. And then we're just going with some light blue concrete here, and I also switched out the glass up there for light blue. Much better, I'm thinking. I replaced the little outline blocks there, the little lip and the little pointy things with white concrete, and I think that makes it pop a little bit more, because having everything be snow is just a little bit plain, and that's kind of what it looks like from sides. So yeah, that stuff pops out quite a bit. And back here I kind of just ended it in snow as well, because we don't really want this to like go inside. I don't think this thing is gonna have much of an interior. Maybe it will, I don't know. We'll have to experiment with that a little bit later, probably on a live stream or something like that, because this is definitely going to take a while to build. I've already been messing with this for like 2 hours. Oh, I'm such a slow builder. Anyway, I'm going to finish up building up another layer or two so that we can actually get some real progress on this thing done. Okay, so I have built up the other layers to get it like as tall as it can go right now, and nothing to look at right now. Obviously, we're gonna add a lot more detail to it. Have arches right here and just other little bits and bobs. A lot more color on this thing. Pretty plain so far. But one thing I can say about this right now is that it is not going to be tall enough. It's going to look pretty weird and pretty short, meaning that I'm going to have to do like a full rebuild just to get it a little bit taller. And yeah, it's not completely done up here. But yeah, even if we add a pretty pointy roof like that thing, I still don't think that's going to be tall enough. See if we get on this tree over here. There we go. And yeah, I mean, it's just not that tall. It's definitely going to look kind of weird. We had to bump it in an extra block right there just to avoid covering the glass, but I don't know. We might bring it out on that one, raise up these walls to be like 4-3-3 or something instead of 3-2-2. And yeah, anyway, it is like 2:30 in the morning right now. And yeah, this is obviously not going to go out on time for you guys. Sorry about that, but I'm going to stay up a little bit longer, not going to record anymore because I'm sure my voice sounds terrible. And I'm going to do a full rebuild. I will bring you guys back tomorrow. So it is now the next day, fully rejuvenated, looking forward to doing quite a bit more on this project because this is actually a fun project. Now, one thing I quickly want to say about this build is that it was never really going to be super detailed like how the other builds that we've been doing are. The air temple mountain, or like the earth temple, or even the base. It's not going to be that detailed because if you look at the picture and see what the actual water temples look like. I'll throw that up on screen now. You can see it's mostly just white. There's not really too much going on, but it still looks pretty good. And that's what's basically going to be happening with this build here. So I did end up tearing down these floors and rebuilding a good bit of it. Then I realized, you know, that just isn't looking really any better having it be taller. So it's going to look a little bit goofy, and I'll tell you guys why it looks a little bit goofy here in a moment. But what we're building up here is these side little pillar things, because I've done this going all the way around, trying to do one of these on camera. I never really do too much on camera in my videos, something I should really do more of. But anyway, yeah, so I ended up exiting without saving after I tore those things down, and lost about an hour and a half worth of work. Really need to remember to save more often, but yeah, so I had to re-terraform all of this stuff. That's why the grass hasn't spread back yet. And re-terraform that over there. Not too big of a deal, not too big of a deal whatsoever. Still kind of a shame that I didn't save. Whatever, not too worried about it. It happens. That's the price that we pay for not having our worlds like corrupt and get messed up from autosave. So whatever. Anyway, so that is the little like side pillars done, and that's basically all there is to it. Then we'll put the door there in a second. And let me show you why this build looks a little bit weird when you're looking at it. And the reason why is because if there's a good place to look at this, I would show you. There's too many trees everywhere. Dang forests. Anyway, so over here is a good spot. So the slope is good. I do like the slope, but the reason why it's looking weird is because there's a 3-block gap here, and everywhere else there's either increments of 1 or 2. So what we could do to fix that would be either to bring up the wall a little bit right here. So yeah, adding this little extra wall right here might fix it, or we can add our little archways and our little extra little archways that are going to be going right here somewhere, and hope that that hides the difference. We will have to mess around with that a little bit. Probably going to do a good bit of rebuilding. And then we're also going to have our mob holding cells right here. Now, two people have guessed the correct mob. I'm still not going to say what it is until we're actually getting close to getting these guys in here. But 2 people have correctly guessed what the mobs that are going to be going in our holding cells in every single one of our temples are going to be. And yeah, if you have any guesses, throw them down in the comment section. It's going to be a 2-block tall cell by 1 wide by 1 long. So any mob that fits in there is fair game for what's going to be going in there. Don't cheat. Don't go back to the other comment sections. Also, we have a little bit of a person down here. Oh, we have a couple few people down there already. That is why you you light up your builds, guys. Let's get rid of these freaking people. Jeez. So now that the monsters are dealt with, we should probably finish up this doorway right here. Jeez. Jeez, come on now. Just let me get up here, Minecraft. Come on now. Okay. So this doorway is pretty simple, but I still need a picture to actually be able to build it properly, because you guys know me. I'm stupid as can be. Can't do anything on my own whatsoever. But with this, I'm trying to give it as much detail, or sorry, as much depth as I can, and yeah, it kind of works out. It kind of works out. You guys will see what I mean here in a moment. We're trying to give it just as much depth as we can without using any slabs or any kind of stair, and it actually works out surprisingly well. I don't usually like not use slabs or stairs, but there's not really snow stairs, so we're kind of just, yeah, we kind of can't do that. Let's see. That looks about right. I have a picture. What am I doing looking at this in game? Jeez, use the cheaty picture. Okay, and there we go. Now we need to throw a torch up there so that nothing spawns. And then from here, I think what we can do is add a couple blocks here, add a couple blocks here. We need to get our contrast block, and then something like that. And then one extra block there. And then you push this door back, and then you have your little false door. Alrighty. Not too difficult to build, but still, I'm stupid. I've done this like 4 times. I still can't do it once on camera. And yeah, also, I'm just bad at doing stuff on camera. But anyway, I think that is everything. Yes, okay, so one thing I want to try out is some end rods in this build, because they do actually really match this build quite a bit. The purple could actually add to it because, you know, it's pretty close to blue. I mean, close enough anyway. I also added in a couple things right here in between clips, so we can test out these little end rods like right here, and maybe on these things as well, because these definitely need something on them, and some sort of light on this build would be good. Next, after we get these, well, actually, you know what? Yeah, after we get like some lighting up here sorted out, we're gonna add the archways. Like, there's gonna be one big archway from going from like here all the way over to about here, and then some secondary archways like right there. Anyway, let's take a step back and look at how those end rods are doing, and they do blend in pretty well. I think that's actually gonna work pretty well, so I'm gonna leave them up there and try and come up with some ideas for some arches. And there it is at nighttime with the end rods. Looking pretty good, actually. I'm really glad I thought about those end rods, because those add just a little bit of detail with the little points, and they add some lighting to it. So overall, a very good choice. Now let's take a nap real quick. Skip the stupid nighttime, because there's just too many mobs around here. Really wish that these snow layers prevented spawns, but they don't. Very annoying. I think if you have 2 layers that prevent spawns, but that's just a lot of snow. Snow is pretty hard to get. I've already had to go back like 3 or 4 times to get more snow. It's not hard to get, but it's kind of a pain. So now let's get some arches in here. I want these to be fairly short arches. So let's get this going with a little bit of quartz here. Have not tested out any form of arch, so we're going to do this completely freehand on camera. See how well this turns out. Probably not well at all. What else do I want to use here? We definitely need some accent blocks. So our light blue, maybe some glass as well. And let's see here. After this, we could do a slab, right? And then maybe another stair. Alrighty. We got stuff going on. And now from here, we can add maybe a little bit of contrast. And then our extra little blocks are our slabs there. And let's see, what else can we do from here? We just need to basically connect these up. So let's do another one of those and something like that. That's not going to look great. I can tell you that right now. No, it's not. It looks like trash. Okay, I should probably do this off camera. So here it is at proper nighttime, and I have figured out a few small arches, nothing too fancy. We had to push this one back, so it had to get considerably smaller because of the glass. We can't cover the glass, people. You gotta remember that. No covering the glass. So yeah, the arch just became this, and that's pretty much just a good little arch. And yeah, I tried out a few other things. I was going to show you guys like 2 arches, one here and a different one here for side-by-side comparison, but couldn't really find anything else that I liked. I was going to take a good view from back here and see which one looked better, but that's about the only one that actually looks good, like, at all from the ones that I made. Anyways, so now I think we need to get on to the actual holding cells, which are going to be going right here. All right, so let's do this. This is going to be a pretty simple little holding cell. I think we're going to have a couple stairs right here, and then our light blue concrete as our contrast block. And then from here, we're just going to add like a little floating bit above this. And this is probably going to be like the simplest of any of the holding cells. You know what, we can just place that block there. And hopefully this shows off the mob decently well. We may have to go back through and modify possibly all of the holding cells that we have, just so that they show off our rare guy a little bit more. So let's hop over to this tree over here and see what that looks like. I mean, that could work. It's kind of hard to see it. I gotta say, it's kind of hard to see it. But that little bit of blue does kind of draw attention to it. So yeah, I think we'll do that. So now what I'm going to do is probably sleep so nothing spawns on this thing, because this thing is like not spawn proof whatsoever. But I'm also going to finish up adding the details that we just got established. So these little arches, the arches that go right here, and then our holding cells, adding all the end rods in, and then we can come back and take a look at this thing. Actually, you know what? Let's do the smart thing. Do this side, get this side completely done, because this side is pretty much completely done, and then we can get a feel of what the whole thing is going to look like. Okay, so that'll be like halfway done then. Sweet. And here is the side that I just threw up. Looking pretty good so far. I am liking this project. Really do enjoy doing these element temples. So that's looking pretty decent. But I changed up a few things on the original side that we just did. Let's get over here and take a look at it. So I replaced all the white concrete that was around the arches with the light blue concrete. And I think that really adds quite a bit to it. Really makes it pop. And we might even add a little bit more blue down here as well. I was thinking about adding some flowing water to this build, but it wouldn't really make too much sense as it's supposed to be in a cold biome and stuff. Also, while we're talking about the cold biome, all the snow and stuff is going to get extended out probably about 20 blocks or so in each direction of this build, and then get kind of faded out. If I can find it, kind of faded out like this. But probably a little bit better. Snow seriously goes super quickly. I swear I've used like 2 double chests of snow blocks already. Seriously insane. And you can't soak touch the little layers, which is stupid. I wish you could soak touch that. That'd make everything a lot easier. Anyway, so now what we need to do is extend out our build to the other 2 sides, because this side here and then the side over on that side have not had anything done to them yet. So let me do that, and then I'll show it to you guys. So something I probably should have done quite a while ago is actually get an aerial view of this thing. I've seen it from the air before when I go over to the snow farm, but I haven't showed it to you guys, and that actually looks pretty cool. I really like the extra, what do you call it, light blue. Once we get the cap on this thing, it's actually going to be looking pretty good. I'm not sure what we're going to do for the cap. Probably something that we've done with the fire temple. Basically add another one of these sections, but real small, some windows up there, and then add a proper roof to it. Kind of like what we've done over here as well. Also, all of the temples, the fire temple, the air temple, and the earth temple have had a lot of reworking. You guys will see that in much more detail in the next episode. You can see there's still a little bit of work going on with the earth temple. That's actually going to get finished up here soon, because I'm about to go stream. And then the fire temple has had its volcano finished, looking very fine over there. We did the interior of that stuff. And yeah, you can see the scaffolding, and that build is looking pretty good so far. The earth temple has had some rebuilding as well. I added some walls to it. You guys will see all that stuff, like I said, in detail in the next episode. And right now, I'm actually going to go stream, finish up the air temple, do some more other stuff, and then we can come back to this and finish up this temple. And I'm liking this so far. I really do think that this is looking pretty good. I really, really want to add like some more detail to the walls, because the walls, like where all the snow is pretty flat, but that's just kind of how this build is. That's just kind of how it was always going to go, but I think it's turning out pretty okay. The stream is now over. I just came back over here to gather a little bit more snow. Accidentally killed a golem, that happens. And I just wanted to kind of show you guys how cool this thing looks when it's like just on the edge of render distance. It's like just barely visible. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it that well on YouTube with the compression and the darkness and the very faintness of it. But let's fly over here a little bit and now you can get to see it a little bit better. And this thing actually does look pretty decent. So now what I'm going to do is do a lot more terraforming around it. I don't think we'll get the terraforming done, unfortunately, but hopefully we can just, turn into this stuff. Very basic terraforming. Anyway, I may or may not have gotten a little bit carried away and did a little bit more progress than maybe I should have off camera, but whatever. We got the bottom area down here. If I could fly properly, we got the bottom area down here done. We got the staircase in and the back walls back here in. Did a little bit of terraforming, added a little bit of detail to chiseled quartz, and that's really about as much detail as we're gonna add to it. This needs reworking right here, but yeah, we also got the other side over here, and there's always so many creepers on this thing. It's not even funny. This whole build is just not really that well spawn-proofed. Anyway, so here is the other staircase. Nothing too special. Here is this side as well, and that didn't take too long. Nope, that's in the right place. We have end rods behind those pillars there. And yeah, I'm sure this entire thing will get a little bit of reworking here and there. Like, I want to get some better lamps than just this because this isn't great. That's an attempt to prevent some spawning, but it doesn't really do much. I also need to extend out the snow layers, but otherwise, this thing is actually looking pretty good. I do like the staircase. As simple as it is, it's just nice and clean and symmetrical, and snow blocks are actually quite the nice building block. Oh, also there's this guy down here. Never mentioned him. You may have seen him in other parts of the video. This guy, but before we even cleaned up this area to build our water temple at, I almost said snow temple, basically is a snow temple. This guy was just chilling around, holding an egg, and I guess he's been there since Halloween, which is now about 3 weeks ago. So he's been chilling out. He spawned with a pumpkin on his head, so he's a Halloween mob. He didn't burn in daylight because the pumpkin protects him. He didn't despawn because of the egg. So I kind of captured him and named him Derp because why not? That's like, I think, our third or fourth zombie that we have from Halloween. Pretty cool. I do like those guys. Anyway, so what we should get to now is the roof of this thing, or the cap, or the ceiling, or whatever you want to call it. And hey, I was actually able to fly first try. I think that's the first time it's happened, literally in the past 2 days. So I was playing around with a couple of ideas. A couple ideas that popped into my head was a little bit of a cap, kind of like that one over there. Not sure if you can see that too well from over here, but basically it just ends kind of like that, and then it has a little bit of a roof with a little bit of pointy stuff on it. We could do that. That's kind of what I'm going for. One little window here, and that would kind of tie the whole thing together. Or I was thinking some sort of ice crown with just pointy bits. Although, honestly, even if we put the little window thing here, it's probably still going to have pointy bits on the roof no matter what we do. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to do like, kind of like how that one is. Probably not exactly like that one, obviously, but pretty heavily inspired by that, and then put some pointy bits on it. So let me get this thrown up here. Okay, so one last little jump cut. I'm just laughing at my dangling legs right there. Look at that. That doesn't even look right. Alrighty. Jeez, I'm tired already. So let's take a look at this thing now. Not too shabby, I will say. I am liking this build. It's actually like rather grand compared to all the other ones, and now the sky is full of beacons. This world is really coming together now that we got some more builds on the surface, and the Earth Temple is actually kind of looking like the odd one out now. Kind of not looking too majestic at all now, is it? Perfect timing for daytime as well. You guys can get to see this during the day too. Let's take a look at this. Maybe it'll get daytime somewhat soon, and I won't have to fly around too long. That's not a problem though. I like flying around. But yeah, look at that. That's looking good. I added some glass up at the top here. I think what we're going to do is... I barely made it. Dang it. Okay, I'm just going to put it up there. I think what we're going to do is have some kind of like exits up here. So I kind of left the glass separated like that. Maybe like that would be better. And then we'll make some staircases coming up here or something. Spiral staircase around the beacon. Something like that, because all of these temples have like little exits to get out on top of them, which I think is nice. Good little thing to have in your building. And now I'm stuck down here. That's nice. That's happened like every single time I've come up on this thing. So, as I'm sure you guys have guessed, that is going to do it for this episode of Silent Survival. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you have absolutely any suggestions for what to do with this build, please do leave it down in the comment section. You guys know I read the comments and I do your suggestions. Actually, this entire idea with the 4 element temples was suggested by you guys. So, I mean, there you go. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below guessing what those mobs are. Remember, 2 people have guessed them, so the race is on, and I have it saved which 2 people have guessed it correctly. So yeah, thank you guys so very much for watching this episode. Make sure you do leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new here, because we like new people, and new people are great and interesting and fun. And yeah, I'll see you guys down in the comment section and in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and then there was silence.